Dubai Eye 103.8.
Live from Dubai Commerce City, the region's leading digital commerce free zone.
Yeah, and looking forward to this next chat. Why? Because we're marrying two themes this weekend. Back at our home from home, if you like, a third time down here at Dubai Commerce City. We've seen the growth, the evolution, the development of Dubai Commerce City. But on this occasion, we're back, new position, but also on the occasion of Dubai AI Week, the first ever, the inaugural Dubai AI Week. We spoke to the World Future Foundation a little earlier on this month about what they had planned. Loads of events around town, and it's nice to be here in a hub of digital commerce, and talking to the founder and the CEO of Wadi AI, who joins us. Wadi AI invests in the best AI companies from anywhere in the world, from inception to Series A and beyond. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome the boss to our broadcast position down here at Dubai Commerce City. The founder and the CEO of Wadi AI is Dennis Grabchak. Dennis, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Dubai. Thank you for having me.
Nice to have you on board. And I love your tagline, the Middle East's alternative to Silicon Valley. Nice starting point as well for our discussion, because do you see the same potential of Silicon Valley here in Dubai, in the heart of the Middle East?
I think the Silicon Valley and the UAE are very similar. And specifically what I think they're similar in is the wish and will to invest into the future and become the future AI hub. So that's why, but you know, to add a little bit, I think Silicon Valley has had some turbulence in the last few years. Obviously since COVID, it's been a bit difficult. But the UAE reminds me of Silicon Valley about 20 years ago, the golden times of Silicon Valley. So that's why I think it's the right time to be here in the UAE.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because you mentioned that commitment, if you like, and the UAE has made no stranger of the fact that they have made a large commitment to becoming the #1 AI hub in the world. Is that realistic?
And this is interesting because obviously at the time of turbulence which we're experiencing in the world, the UAE is trying to become #1 hub in AI. At the same time, and this is why I'm here, because as an entrepreneur, I'm trying to solve problems. At the same time as having that commitment, the UAE has only access to less than 1% of the global AI talent. So there are two things they can do. They can grow the talent internally, which takes time. I think the UAE is doing a great job. So Mohammed bin Zayed University, a few other initiatives, the university programs. But at the same time, the other thing we can do, we can bring people with AI talent to this country and do the knowledge exchange. And I'm sure a lot of companies which come here from Silicon Valley in AI, they'll actually want to stay here.
Where are we at the moment, Dennis, with AI? I mean, a lot of people that we sit here and talk about, AI is affecting everything we do in our lives at the moment. In terms of direct contribution to, say, the UAE economy, where are we?
So it's a great question, because last year, the UAE economy was about 550 billion. And the contribution of AI was less than 1%. Obviously, it's a small contribution, but with the commitments to becoming #1 hub in AI, according to PwC, the commitment will be about 14% by 2030. So obviously, what AI is here as the UAE's first applied AI accelerator and a fund, and we want to take over about 1/3 of that contribution. So that's our ambitious goal for that.
You use the H word there, hub, and we love the hub word here across all industries as well. But there are no shortage of hubs around the world. How do you differentiate between an effective accelerator and a hub?
So I think there are a few points. When I was at Google, I was an executive at Google. I ran one of the largest budgets. And one of my projects was investing in Google's resources to understand what actually made Silicon Valley a success. And we derived about 16 different factors which contribute to that. But in terms of hubs, I've built accelerators before. And I think the main thing is that it has to be built by founders. If it's built by people who have never built businesses, they think that having lectures and mentorship sessions is what all the companies need. But essentially, there are two things you need as a startup. It's customers and investment. So that's what we're focusing on. Like, we've been through 3 accelerators ourselves with our company as entrepreneurs. And I think we're going to basically focus on the things we faced as a challenge when going through those accelerators.
So to that point, why are accelerators essential in an ecosystem like this?
So obviously, like if you think about starting a company, and this country is amazing in terms of very high educational levels among the young people, and a lot of people want to start companies. But when you have an idea, you have to get it to some sort of level to get VC investment. Obviously, VCs, venture capital investors, they want a bit of traction, they want some revenue. So you have to turn to the first source of funds. Some people sponsor their own companies, some people go to friends and family, like what's called friends and family rounds, but a lot of people don't have access to that. So if you have an accelerator, you have it from founders who have done it before, I think you have a higher chance of succeeding, number one. And second, you're also with the other companies which are doing the same thing. And having competition, healthy competition, and also support from the other founders, it sort of pushes you forward a bit more than if you do it in isolation.
That's really interesting, because we've been talking this morning about safe haven investments at the moment. You see the volatility for the dollar, the volatility in other markets as well. A lot of people see real estate as a safe haven here, but could investment into accelerators also be the way forward?
So I mentioned the 16 factors which made Silicon Valley a success, and one of them is the availability of angel investments. And here in this country, people have a lot of money, but the only way to invest, like on the large scale, is to invest into real estate. Obviously, it's a great investment. It generates it's good returns if you do it at off-plan stage. Yeah. But at the same time, if you want to invest 50,000, 100,000, you have all these different options, like S&P 500, FTSE 100. You just mentioned the financial markets, real estate, venture capital generates about 11% return in the last 5 years. But the accelerators can be an amazing way to invest, because you don't just invest into one company. With us, you would invest, for example, with 250 companies, which diversifies the risks, puts you at a larger scale, and obviously, statistically speaking, at least 5 companies here will be successful.
With regards to the AI, and we were just talking about the oil price before I mentioned, and we mentioned the fact that is obviously reacting to geopolitical tensions at the moment. What role can AI have in global geopolitics as well?
So I'm a historian by education, as well as an economist and politician, did politics at university. But throughout history, this is my research, and I keep saying that on different stages, is that humanity has developed different tools which reshape the balance of power. So I'm talking about the invention of gunpowder, I'm talking about the invention of iron, I'm talking about the atomic bomb, which still drives how the world is governed. So I think AI has the same potential, and whichever country figures out AI and becomes a leader will have a different shape of the balance of power. So that's why I think the UAE is making a right commitment, and that's why I think for me it was the right choice to move from Silicon Valley here, because I think this country has more potential to do anything else, since the whole focus is on technology, innovation, and AI.
Dennis, we could talk for a lot longer. 8 minutes doesn't do it of value, that's for sure, but we can't thank you enough for your time this morning. Got 10 seconds left with you, just so we can make sure they don't put your rent up. Dubai Commerce City, all right? Like living here?
So when we select startups, it's very similar to selecting a partner. Like we came here and we saw the hunger for success, the drive. So I think Dubai Commerce City is the best partner for us. We're still talking to a lot of investors and high net people, but I think Dubai Commerce City is the future. Come here and check it out.
They are not going to change the locks on your office, that's for sure. Dennis Grabchak, good to catch up with you, founder and CEO, Wadi AI, talking about the influence of AI here in the region and further afield.